Well, hello, Disney connections and fellow Disney freaks. Welcome into another edition of Taco Tuesday.
We're here.
We are here.
We have some news for you.
We've got a fun night planned. We have a guest who is going to kind of be here, but stay tuned. All right. Well, welcome into our third edition. It's taken on a different what would you say format 3 weeks in a row now.
Yes.
So week one of this year we had Pete McDivitt, welcome in by the way, on the show. Last week we were kind of off and about in the middle of the ocean, so we had a sit down with Disney Dynamics and had a little podcast session. And so thank you so much for tuning in on our podcast last week. And this week we have the DaDisneyBaker.
Kind of.
So, yeah, he was totally scheduled, but you know what? Disney did not talk to me before they scheduled his shifts.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he's not going to be here in person, but he's going to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in fact, let's let him introduce himself.
My name's Chris Timko. Originally from Annapolis, Maryland. Relocated to Orlando. And I started in following YouTube a little over 2 years ago.
All right, so there was Chris Timko, or otherwise known as DaDisneyBaker. And here I'm gonna let him welcome in the chat. I'm just kidding. I was hoping you would do it, because last week and Pete's not here to do it, and so he was so much faster than me. I
was like, what?
I'm gonna let you introduce the chat.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead. So
you
need
to practice.
Yep. No.
Welcome in, Debbie and Pete and Random Stuff. Welcome in. And well, hello, Disney Dynamics and Katie Y and Alyssa and Chris and Stephanie.
What's up, y'all? Welcome in. I mean, we've got some people in here tonight. And I hope we don't disappoint. We got a little bit to talk about. She's not exactly sure what the plan is.
No, he said, come sit down. And I was like, all right. But what is your famous little saying that you say all the time when things don't quite go the way you're expecting them?
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
So I think that's what we're doing tonight.
We are improvising, adapting, and overcoming. Welcome in, Paul Engel. Hello. So the DaDisneyBaker is going to be here. He's just not here. Anyway, you'll figure it out if you haven't already.
He'll be here throughout the show.
He will be here.
You won't want to miss his appearances throughout the show. We'll tell you that.
And I'm just hoping, because, okay, a little side note, I found something in StreamYard and I put them in there, but I can't remember what order they're in. So I'm hoping that I get it right when I introduce what's coming.
Nobody cares about that.
But
keep going.
You know what? We'll figure it out. So actually, I wanted to start out tonight. We'll get to Baker in just a little bit. Hang on. I've got some fun clips. But how was last week?
Last week was fabulous. I mean, how much do you want? I don't know what you have planned to say, so I guess I'm just gonna.
Well, I mean, keep it PG.
Oh. It wasn't that kind of cruise. Oh my gosh. So we went on a cruise last week. What?
It was fun. It was a fun cruise.
It wasn't the adults only cruise.
I mean, yeah, it was good.
It was. So
anyway, so we went on a cruise.
Now you've got me all. I'm gonna read my magazine.
All right, so went on a cruise last week. We went with
Royal Caribbean?
Nope, not Royal Caribbean. That's the one we want to go on. I knew we were going to mess it up because I was going to say Royal Caribbean.
We were
Ah.
not on Royal Caribbean.
MSC.
Just kidding.
MSC Seashore.
Why did I say that?
I don't know, because I was going to say the same thing myself. MSC Seashore.
Yes, we were on MSC Seashore.
Random Stuff loves your shirt.
I think she loves your shirt. Your shirt.
Oh, is it my shirt?
Yours is much cooler. I know. I knew Chris was going to say something.
Are you blushing?
This is what happened. I'm
Okay.
going to tell the story.
All right.
So the first
part?
night, we had a balcony, and it was the first time that we had a
Yeah.
balcony. So we were like, "Oh, we'll sleep with the door open because then you get the fresh air and everything." And we're up high, like. Okay, so
We thought we were up
on
high.
an MSC ship, the balconies aren't right up to the ocean. So when
This MSC
on
ship.
this one,
Right, Seashore.
the seashore. So
Yeah,
when
this is-
you look out the balcony, you can see the roof of a sports club that's
Right.
below, and then in our particular cabin, and then the deck where you can walk around.
Yep.
And so, but we're up high, like you can't like walk in front of our cabin or anything.
Unless you work for the ship.
So we wake up the next morning and there's a guy. Rob's like, there's a
His head's just like bloop, 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 bloop,
I'm
right at the
like,
bottom
what?
of our door.
Who is that and how? So yes, that was an interesting morning. And
If you're on the seashore, at least go to the 10th floor.
no, they're still like clean.
Well, but that was so the first morning, he was walking like on top of the glass of the bar and doing
I
some
assume
other
so. I assume
work.
so. But they didn't warn us that there would be people
No.
walking by our balcony.
Not until like night 3.
Yeah, night
Yeah.
3 or night 4, they were like, they did a ship announcement. They were like, there will be some maintenance done. So
Balcony
please make sure
maintenance.
you're for privacy reasons, please make
Yeah.
sure your balcony windows or shades are closed, curtains are closed in the morning because there'll be maintenance out there. I wonder obviously I don't have to wonder. I know what's probably happened to make them make that announcement, but it's not for our privacy. It's for the person that's working out there and their like embarrassment of coming to do maintenance on your balcony and your door's wide open and I don't know what's going on in there.
Right? Sleeping, snoring.
Yeah.
Hey, was this your first balcony?
Yes.
It was your first balcony. My first balcony as well.
Yes.
Let's back up though, because the first night was absolutely amazing. I mean, I planned on going to the sail away party and grabbing that sail away drink and going up to the top deck, but we didn't. What did we end up doing?
Well, the Falcon, was it the Falcon?
The Falcon 9.
The Falcon 9 took off right as we were pulling out of the port, and our cabin was on the
It was on the port side.
Port side, which
Yeah.
we look at our out of our cabin door while standing on our balcony, and we were straight across from the launch pad.
Yeah. To you landlubbers, that's the left, or in American driving, that's the driver's side. Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to, explain.
Well, the people on the ship
Right.
were confused about what
Yeah.
side it was too.
the
The guy made an announcement, whoever it was, the cruise director, I
Yeah, the
think,
cruise
made
director.
an announcement. He was like, it's on the starboard side if you're facing the back. And we were like, what?
I told her it was the port side,
I
like
know.
from the very beginning. I said, hey, we're on the port side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
But
I was a captain
we were
one time.
able to watch the launch,
Yeah.
and it went right over. It came straight at us and
Yeah.
right over our heads. And you were able to stream it.
I did. I streamed it over on Main Street Treat. So I believe the video is still over there. If you go to Facebook and check it out, scroll down a little bit. There's a video that we streamed live for like 30 minutes while it was launching and while we were cruising out to
And
sea.
it was so fun because all these people were out like on their balconies and they were out on the lower deck and they were all cheering and taking video. And
Yeah.
I mean, and it was so loud because we had
Oh my
gone to a
gosh.
launch before, but we were kind of farther away.
We were on the other side. We were on the north side. And so when they launch out southeast, it went
out.
right over us. And so we got the full boom.
This time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it was like rumbling. And I feel
Yeah.
like I'm not sure if it rumbled the ship or not, or maybe it was just because we were leaving the port. But I feel like when it went over, the ship kind of moved. But that's just my opinion. I don't know if that actually was happening.
It might have. I mean, it was rumbling quite a bit. You can't stare at it. It's like looking at
No,
the sun.
it was super bright. And I guess I didn't, because it was close, I didn't realize how bright it was. But yeah, you can't look right. You shouldn't look right at it. I mean, I think I did a couple times just because I wanted to see it.
Oh, I know I
But-
did. I'm hoping I didn't do any damage, honestly. Oh my
it was
goodness.
very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, cruising was fun.
Mhm.
Lots went on. We've got some footage we'll be putting over. Well, we'll be putting it on Disney Connections, I think.
Yeah.
So as soon as I get that done, we'll be doing that. Oh, just went to
Oh,
lunch. Look who popped
He's
into the chat.
arrived.
Yep. Well, I mean, since you just popped into lunch, let's hear what you have to say.
In the community, that's in our community, people know me off camera, they call me Baker. That's what I was known for here in the Baltimore area. I used to be a guest on radio stations here throughout my life as a baker, and they knew me as Da Baker. A local station here, WQSR, they named me, Da Baker. The sports guy, Tom Davis here from Baltimore, I'd come into the studio on Fridays once a month, and we'd talk about stuff. They'd have me live on air, and they would announce me as Da Baker, like the Bears, Da Baker, and it stuck. And then when I went to Florida and I started even when I was home, I think I just used my name for my YouTube channel. And then I'm like, well, what do I name myself? And I said, well, Da Baker, I go with Da Baker. So people knew me as Chris in chat, but then there were too many Chris's in chat. And then I was like, well, I got to change that up. So I went in as Da Baker. And then I would have to tell them, hey, it's Chris, Da Baker. And then everybody started calling me Da Baker or Baker. And I'm like, so when I moved to Florida, I just put the word Disney in the middle of it, the Disney Baker. Because that's, who I am. My love of Disney and my love of baking. And I want to teach people. I want to give back. And again, that's the connection, I think. It's giving back.
Well, there he is, and he's giving back right now by coming into the chat, which I totally appreciate stopping by. If you haven't pressed the like button yet, go ahead and smash that and let people know we're here over on YouTube. So did you know, well, I mean, you were there for the interview, but did you know that story of how he got his name?
Yeah, I think that's fun because actually before the interview, I always kind of wondered, like, I wasn't sure if he was currently now like baking for Disney or like how that happened. So that was interesting to find out that he'd had that for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he interjected the Disney into it, which is awesome, awesome.
Which I'm kind of going in reverse here because I'm gonna get to how he got Baker as his name here in just a few minutes. So just hang on with us. We're doing a little different format for Taco Tuesday this week, but you can see DaDisneyBaker is popping in to say hello. Sparkly Pink Diamonds, welcome in. Birdwell, hello. So anyway, so Chris, what was I gonna say about that? Oh, hold on. There we are. It's cool. That was a computer thing, not a stream thing. Go ahead.
You lost your train of thought.
I totally
okay.
lost my train
So
of thought.
well, did you want to go back to talking about?
Yeah, we're still talking about the cruise.
Okay.
Oh, no. I know where I wanted to go. So wanted to let you know that this is Taco Tuesday. If you're new to the channel or if you're old in the channel, but you're coming back, we've got some different things going on here at Disney Connections. And Taco Tuesday, that used to be like a night to talk about Disney Plus shows, which it might happen again because there's one that I want to watch.
Yeah. Do you want to put the mouse over here so that I can highlight comments?
Oh,
you always forget.
All right.
And then
I'll put it here and then okay.
Talking.
So anyway, so Taco Tuesday is going to be an opportunity for us to connect Disney Connections with you in the community, those that have been with us and continue to come along with us on this journey. So you just never know when you're going to get an email, a phone call, a smoke message of some sort that says, hey, you want to come on Taco Tuesday and just hang out and chat and let the community learn more about you. And that's kind of what this whole deal is about. I want people to know a little bit more about the community than just, maybe what they have in
what
Disney.
they've seen thus far. Yeah,
exactly.
Awesome.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah,
he's
like
peeking. You're in here
So
checking us out.
it was not a Disney cruise,
It was not.
which is
it was
kind of
MSC.
what we always wanted to do, a Disney cruise. Well, we are going to do one, but not yet. But we did find
Next
some
week.
interesting Disney connections,
Yeah.
right? So the MSC port, or what do you call it? Terminal.
The terminal.
Is right next to the Disney Cruise Line terminal. So that was kind of fun because our balcony overlooked the terminal and we got to take some cool pictures. The ships, none of the ships were there at the time.
Yeah.
You think they leave on Saturday?
I think Disney ships sail out or embark on Saturday, because we were there on a Saturday like 2 summers ago,
Mhm.
and we saw, I think it was the Fantasy.
I think so.
I think it was
I'm
the
not sure.
Fantasy.
So we were
Yeah.
hoping to see the ship in there, but I think they had left the day before. But we did see Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas,
Yes,
which
and
looked amazing.
it was a pretty
like,
big ship.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also saw there was another ship. Oh, the Carnival.
The Carnival Vista. Now, here's the thing. I want to cruise on all cruise lines. Like,
Yeah.
I want to try them all, and
Right.
I'm not gonna, whatever. I think I want to try them all. I want to see for myself what they're all about.
Yeah.
But I saw Carnival Vista, and it was probably a couple years past due of dry dock.
Well, it was heading to dry dock.
I know it was heading to dry dock. They were sailing to Spain to put it in for some refurbishment.
Mhm.
But I think it's a couple years past due.
It might be. It looked a little rough.
The rust holes in the side. I
Well,
thought,
and then there were people on it. So I was like,
yeah,
are they sailing the ship with like actual customers? But I think that those people all worked on the ship.
yeah.
They were on different like odd decks that weren't quite decks, like in portholes and things. It was interesting, but they were all waving and
I mean, they were all decks, just not normal people decks.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got out to sea after leaving where the Disney Cruise Line docks in their terminal, and then we kind of went on a tour of the ship, and we found there's like this chocolate shop on the ship, a very high-end
Yes.
chocolate shop, and they had they had
Sorry,
a
that's so true.
chocolate sculpture of Olaf.
Yeah.
So they had that on the first day, which I posted a picture of it.
Mhm.
But then on the last day when we were getting off, they had a chocolate sculpture of Wally,
Yeah.
which was 1,000 times better
It actually looked like
than
Wally.
Olaf. So
The Olaf picture. Hey, have you seen the new movie coming out? Well, no, I'm sorry. The movie that came out once Winnie the Pooh
that
became
scary one.
became public domain.
Scary.
That's kind of what Olaf looked like.
Yeah. It's a scary Olaf.
It was
But
Wally,
Wally-
Olaf after he's had a couple run-ins with rehab.
Or maybe it was melting. I don't know. But
Summer
Wally
was
looked,
definitely there.
Wally looked really cool.
Yeah.
I liked Wally.
No, Wally was
So
cool.
there
And then
were-
they had the other one that they were completing while we were on ship that I didn't really see the progression of, but we saw it on day one. I don't know if you noticed, but it was just this tree.
I saw the tree. I didn't have any
Yeah.
idea what it was on day one.
Yeah.
But then as we were getting off the ship,
Yeah,
we figured out it was the Whipping Willow.
right. Inherit that other fandom.
The other fandom.
Yeah, the other fandom.
Which, and
Harry
it
Potter.
looked really cool. They had put the
Yeah.
car in and they had put the characters in. So, I mean, that was kind of a fun like touch of Disney. There
Yeah.
was something else Disney that I noticed on there, and I can't remember what it is now.
Hmm.
It'll come to me later. But the Seashore was a fabulous ship. It was gorgeous. We're gonna have a whole list of pros and cons,
Yeah.
things that we loved, things that we didn't, coming out later on one of our other channels, not just cruising.com. And we'll like share that with you. But I mean, overall, I'd go on it
Yeah.
1,000 times.
I mean, I was thinking about staying on.
it was,
No, random. I think you're talking about Icon of the Seas,
Mhm.
possibly.
yeah.
And as soon as we can get on that ship,
We tried to get
we're-
on it this week.
Yeah.
It's docked in Miami. It just got here. Yeah. So Chris said yes.
Yeah.
It just got here, and a few people that we know actually are on there looking around and
Well,
got.
Yachty was there, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
So,
Yachty
yeah.
was on there looking.
Yeah.
Got some preview. So
Yeah.
I don't know, Yachty, if you're listening or if somebody talks to you, I would love to know how to get on there.
We were trying. I was like searching all of our avenues, and I'm like, how do we get on there? I just want to
Yeah.
go see, because you can just get on for the day and do a preview. But so far, no luck. But hopefully, that's coming.
Well, and I love how when Yachty was doing her video, there was actually like the piano bar, the dueling pianos.
Oh, they were like, I mean,
it was
full,
like
full cruise mode.
Yep.
But just docked.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, it'll be interesting. I thought that this ship that we were on, the Seashore, was pretty big. It's definitely bigger than what we're going on this summer. But
wow, right?
I guess like I didn't realize how big it was until we kind of took that walk.
Yeah.
And the hallway jogged to the right and then kept going for another, I don't know, football field.
Yeah.
Was it 3 football? I don't know.
I don't know. It's pretty
way
big
bigger. You can't say that word. You can't say that word.
You can fit the Titanic in the pool of the Icon. Hopefully it's a warm pool.
So
with no ice.
When we did karaoke, because we went to karaoke, and Rob sang me a song during karaoke.
Might have sang a song.
Mm-hmm. It was good, but somebody sang "My Heart Will Go On," and I was like, "Can you?"
Which, I mean, by itself, okay, maybe, because
but
it's
then
just
they did
a song.
The Titanic thing, and I was like, "Okay," but here's the thing: when I was on a cruise, I don't know, 15 years ago, I went to the casino, and there was a slot machine called the Titanic.
I'm that seems wrong.
I just don't feel like
totally
you should have that on a cruise ship. I don't know. Anyway.
Crazy. So we're going to get to another video by Baker here in just a second, but we had a few ports that we went into. The first one was Ocean Key, and that's MSC's private island.
All the cruise ships now are giving these private islands.
Well, they're getting them for a bargain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because there's nothing there when they get them, and they have to build them.
And all the infrastructure and everything. But $400 million, you too could have a, at least that's what one of the cruise guys said.
Yeah, he was like, they've done so much for the environment, and it's just a beautiful island, and this is how we take care of our world. And if you want to do something like this too, all you need is $400 million and a dream. Yeah, that's what he said.
$400 million and a dream. So, I mean, hey, the link for the Venmo, I think.
What, you want to buy an island now?
I think it'd be kind of cool to buy an island and have cruise ships come there.
Yeah. Well, that would be cool.
Yeah.
It was very cold that day.
Yeah. So, I mean, from Port Canaveral to Ocean Key was not warm. Not warm. Like, I mean, I did not pack a sweatshirt thinking it was going to be warm out.
I did. I wore my
because
sweatshirt.
we do live in the Sunshine State. Yeah. Anyway,
it was cold.
So it was kind of chilly, but after we left Ocean Key, we significantly started to feel the air warm up.
Oh yeah, because when you get into you drop below the whatever line that is into the Caribbean. Really, we weren't in the Caribbean. And we were it's Mexico and the Bahamas is where we were.
Right.
But yeah.
Bahamas, and then once we pass Ocean Key, I think that's considered Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Okay. Western Caribbean.
Yeah, we didn't get we just were in Costa Maya and Cozumel. So we didn't go any lower than Costa Maya.
Yeah. Oh, but it was a super fun cruise.
My favorite part of the ship was the swimming pool on the back of the ship. It was an infinity pool on the very back of the ship, and so you sit and it was adults only back there.
Yeah.
So and there's a gelato right behind us and a glass elevator.
Yeah.
And you just sit there and watch what do they call that?
I need to post that video.
Well,
I have a sunset video. I'll be posting. You know what?
Oh yeah.
I'll post that. I'll probably post that tomorrow morning. That'll be out.
The sunset was very cool. Yeah. That's when I got burned.
Yeah. We kind of stayed out there a long time to get that video.
But so, I mean, it's obviously I'm not burned now. So it was just a slight burn.
Yeah. The prop wash, you must be talking about like the blue water. It's
prop wash.
That it's pretty. It's pretty.
Very pretty. We didn't see any dolphins.
No.
There were some people we talked to that said that they saw turtles off the side of their balcony and something else.
Mr. Fulton Mraz, welcome in. Hello. Yep. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh,
Oh,
that's difficult.
prayers out to you and your family for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, we didn't see any of that, but I'm trying to think of. We did see like a tiger shark. We think.
Yeah, I think it was when we were
Mhm.
when we were in Costa
Costa
Maya.
Maya, yeah.
Costa Maya.
So,
What was your favorite? Cozumel was the third port. What was your favorite port of all three?
Cozumel?
Yeah, I think so too. Cozumel was an amazing place. It was super fun.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
and I had been there before, but we had docked at a different port in Cozumel because they have a
right.
couple now, and so like
Yeah.
half of what was there wasn't there 20 years ago when I was there. I mean, I don't know how long ago I was there. 15 years ago.
It was a
20
while
years
ago
ago?
when you went without
So I
me.
didn't recognize anything, and but
She went without me.
I did. But when I mean we got off, and I love how the docks are like you just get off and you walk right into the city.
Yeah.
You don't have to travel very far to see anything, and then you can sit there and watch people run to try to get back on the ship if they're late. However, we only saw like 2 people running.
Right.
And
But
one
then they-
person I don't even think was running to our ship because then they turned around and ran back. So I think they were just like
they
exercising.
were just exercising. All right, so we're gonna get more to the cruise here in just a second. I have a few more things I want to talk about, but I also want to let you in on who Baker is. So check this out.
My life in Maryland, I've lived here all my life. I lived here all my life for, see, we moved 2 years ago, so yeah, a couple of years. So all my life, without saying my age. I grew up in this neighborhood. I was speaking earlier about right down the street here is my high school that I graduated from in '81. So if you do the math, you can probably figure out how old I am now. So in 1981, and this was my stomping ground. And I grew up here, and early on I worked at Dairy Queen, and then a car wash, and then McDonald's. Learning, business, the business aspect at McDonald's really got me interested to move forward. Because then I left McDonald's and went to work for a donut company, Mr. Donut, and started making and frying donuts. And then I got into a baking job at NSA, where we were feeding thousands of people a day, and I worked in the bakery there. And I enjoyed it. It was fun. I really liked it. And then it just went from there. And I went and worked for bakeries up and down the East Coast, supermarkets here locally. I was a bakery manager. I was a production manager. I worked for one of the biggest food production companies for 7-Elevens for fresh product. And I did that for almost 8 years as a assistant plant manager. And just found my passion in food and learned as much as I could in my early years and went from location to location. I learned enough and they couldn't really basically teach me anymore and I couldn't excel, then I would go to another job. So I just became a scratch baker. And that's been my passion all my life. And I love it. I actually love it. And that's what brought me, I think, to where I started on YouTube. You have to find your niche, I think if I say it right. And I found it, and mine is baking. And when we just talked about where we were going to go when my wife retired, we made a 5-year plan. And our 5-year plan just happened to happen the year after COVID. And we weren't going to let that stop us. And then we decided to move to the Orlando area. Then my wife was going to retire, and I was going to go bake for the Walt Disney World Company. And that's how I got in. I'm currently a cast member for the Walt Disney World Company, and hopefully those days will transfer and I'll be able to be a pastry chef for the Walt Disney World Company.
Well, there you have it. So
Love that.
a little fun fact about Baker is that he's actually from the same neck of woods as our very own Pete McDivitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, just around the corner. Didn't know each other until the whole YouTube, stuff, but in the same area. And those interviews that you saw, those last 3, those were actually interviews that I did of Baker for the documentary. If you haven't seen that, that's posted on the channel under the videos. I encourage you to go see that for some inspiration. But it was fun to sit down with him and get to know him. Like, we talk to people. Y'all are in the chat. I hope you're having a good time in the chat and seeing people and talking to people that, you enjoy to hang out with. But, when you sit down with them and just have a conversation and get to know them outside of YouTube, it's pretty cool. And there's lots more to his story that I would love when I can schedule him and have him on live. We'll kind of dive into it, but I didn't want to get into some of his other story until he's here. But that gives you a little perspective of who he is and how he got there, and then they decided, what, we're gonna move to Florida, and he aspires to. Honestly, there might be some, I don't know, there might be some announcement coming soon. If I don't know, but maybe he'll be baking our Rice Krispies or whatever. I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
I don't think they bake Rice Krispies.
No, you don't have to bake them.
No.
But that's part of, I think that'd be part of being a pastry chef, is making the desserts, including Rice Krispies.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Go make some magic.
Have a wonderful evening. Yep. Back to the magic. So yeah, a little bit about our friend Baker there. I've got a couple of other fun videos. And in fact, I'm going to jump to one right now. Just because, you have the thing. Because he was talking in his video, which I really appreciate. So one of the things that I really liked when I got to know him is that he was all about giving back and teaching and learning and interacting with the community, right? And so I got a little clip here of him doing just that.
School bread, and then we're going to make cupcakes, and we're going to ice some cupcakes. So we're going to go everything here for the school bread. We're not going to use a mixer. We're going to mix by hand. Again, we're going to work over on the GoPro. The GoPro will pick us up on that one. And we've got three multiple angles. We have this angle, we have the iPhone, and we have the GoPro. So we're going to rock and roll from that. So,
all right. So that's kind of how he's built his channel.
Action.
Baker in action. And his channel hasn't stopped at just baking. He actually does some interactions and some experiences in the park and stuff like that. So I know Debbie put a link up there. Thank you so much. Go ahead and click on that link at some point and check out his channel for sure. Give him a little love over there. Go watch a couple videos, and if you like if you like him as much as I do, then you're going to want to watch some more. So subscribe to his channel.
Absolutely.
But I've got a couple more videos that we're going to get to, but I'm going to save them till the end. You're going to see Baker in action. But I just want to finish out the cruise. So MSC, when we started doing research, speaking of cruising, by the way, if you want to take a cruise, hit us up. We can book that for you. We are travel agents. So I thought I'd throw that plug. But anyway, MSC, we were doing some research. And what was the one thing that we found was pretty common amongst people?
That they didn't like the food. Right.
What do you think?
I thought the food was good. I don't think that it was exceptional. But I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
It was it's not something that I would go on the cruise. I would not go on an MSC cruise for the food.
Okay. At least not the cafeteria or the nightly dining. What's up, Gonzo? Welcome in. Hello. So those two places. I cannot speak for the taco restaurant.
Right.
I cannot speak for the steak restaurant, and I cannot speak for the sushi because we did not go there.
Right.
But there was never a time that I felt like, oh, I just can't eat this, or it doesn't have any taste. It was just food. It was substance.
Yes, it was edible.
Yeah.
It was edible. It was there were a couple of things and they're a European cruise line. So a lot of the foods are foods that you would find if you were in Europe. The breakfast, it's not necessarily an American breakfast or an American menu. So they did have American lunch one time where they hung up flags of American flags, and they said American lunch, and they had all this. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're going to have for American lunch.
Right.
Because they had cheeseburgers every day. So I'm like, what are they going to have? They had a full-on turkey
Oh,
mashed
right.
potatoes.
They
Like
did.
they were carving
Yep.
turkeys.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, green beans. It was like Thanksgiving.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting that they were that they would associate American food with what we eat maybe on Thanksgiving or on Christmas. But I mean, it was good. They had a lot of people love the pizza. They're like, "Oh, you have to get the pizza."
Apparently,
Oh,
this guy does.
yeah, Chris loves the pizza. You liked the pizza.
Okay, so
Um,
I'm gonna say the first time I had the pizza, I was going off of a review that we watched on YouTube, and the guy was talking about how he ate everything, and he was just he complained about everything, right? And he said, "Do they not use salt? Do they not use spices?" And then he said, "But the pizza, if you're gonna, if there's pizza there, get as much as you can." Well, first of all, they were never out of pizza. First of all,
no, they always
had pizza there. Now, the first piece I had was okay. It was okay pizza. If that's what I needed to eat all week, I guess I could have. Really don't want to just eat pizza because it's not super healthy to do that for all 3 meals a day. But the last day last night, I had another slice of pizza and it had a little crunch to it. And I was like, I should have had pizza all week.
I mean, I had the pineapple and bacon. It wasn't bacon, but
Pineapple and ham
pizza, and I thought it was good. Like it wasn't Pietro's.
Northwest people, you know what I'm talking about?
Pietro's.
Yeah, Pietro's.
Was not Pietro's. It was okay. What I'm trying to think of what my favorite thing was that we ate. The green olives come to mind. The green olives had the most flavor of anything else I ate on the ship that whole week, and so I ate a few green olives.
Well, and a few things before 4:00 every day.
The ice cream, that was my favorite. They had ice cream cones, and I think it was because they weren't always available, and
maybe
sometimes they cleaned up the ice cream before you thought they were going to. They were like, "Wait, it's 3:00. There should still be ice cream out here." And that was complimentary, so you could go get as much as you wanted. And they had twist, the vanilla and the chocolate together.
Yeah.
So, the ice cream I really liked. The tarts were really good.
Most of the tarts were pretty good. Yep.
I really liked the fruit tarts. The salmon in the restaurant, it was probably better than just the average salmon, but it wasn't like saltgrass salmon.
Yeah. Well, and I would say that with the steaks too. I mean,
Yeah.
the steaks weren't like Denny's steaks. I mean, if you like Denny's steaks, then no judgment here. But I mean, they weren't the bottom, but they weren't the top. They were probably somewhere in the middle. It was good. They were tender. They had flavor. I enjoyed it. I had prime rib one night. I had a sirloin another night, and I had a fillet another night. So yeah.
I mean, we had a variety. There was always a variety of food. And there was also, if you didn't want like the special menu for that night, they had the classic menu down below where you could get, your salad, your burger, your salmon, that salmon was on there. The one thing that's odd to me is back in the day when I used to cruise a little bit more often, lobster was something that was always on the menu. You could just get lobster whenever you wanted, and you couldn't. There was one night where you could get lobster.
Yeah.
That was odd to me. Like,
what's odd to me is that olives and ice cream. Do you have something you need to tell everybody?
Huh? Oh, no. Absolutely not. No.
We'd be rich.
Yeah. Fish conservation?
Maybe.
I don't know. But aside from the food, you could get and we didn't have any extras, so we didn't get a drink package. We didn't get the restaurant package. We didn't we were bare minimum on this cruise. So we didn't try any specialties. But we did get breakfast every morning in our cabin that you could fill out your little before 2 a.m. You had to have it out there on your door, and they would bring you breakfast in the morning. And we got coffee every morning, but one morning.
Every morning but one.
We had, and the coffee that they brought to your room was 1,000 times better than the coffee that you just get up at the buffet where you're putting it.
Coffee at the end of dinner number one, coffee in the cabin, number two,
Yeah.
and then regular. It was just, I mean, it's
It was
something
just
to
coffee.
drink.
Yeah, it wasn't great
Yeah.
in the buffet, but the coffee in the room was great. The breads were good. My favorite thing. I'm just a sweet tooth. My favorite thing
She
was
has a sweet tooth.
breakfast.
Savory.
Well, I did gain 9 pounds on the cruise, so
I gained 5.
I win.
I'm back down though.
I win.
I'm pretty much back down.
Was the chocolate muffin at breakfast, and I
Mm.
never saw those anywhere else, but they brought them to the room. It wasn't super sweet. It was like a hint of chocolate, but I don't know what else is on there, like pieces of oatmeal or something.
Yeah, it was delicious.
That muffin, sometimes I ate mine and Rob's. It was just really good. Yeah, the breads were good.
If I happen to fall back asleep, which barely ever happened,
we had a really hard time waking up, and I mean, it's been a long time since we cruised, but that motion of the boat just rocks you right to sleep.
Yeah,
and it's hard to wake up. And
I mean, we got up every morning to open the door for our coffee
at like 7:30, but then it was like 10 o'clock. We'd be like,
we took our morning nap.
Yeah.
From 7:30 to 9 or 10 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is fine because it's not like we were in ports where there was a lot of exploration to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were some excursions that we could have done. Well, I know there were. We could have done some snorkeling. We could have gone to the ruins. But we just kind of walked around the port and got ourselves
I think my
authentic Mexican
for sure,
beer and margarita,
and my street taco
and street tacos.
I mean, my goal for this cruise was, I mean, I just didn't want to spend money. I wanted to keep it low budget. I wanted to get on the cruise. I wanted to experience the things that you could experience so that we could come back and do an honest review as to whether or not we should send you on this cruise, because, you know, I don't want to send somebody on a cruise and then, you know, tell them it was amazing or we had all this fun, and then for them to get on the cruise and go, oh, well, that fun was extra and that fun was extra. And
so we just went bare minimum, and we had a great time. The shows were amazing. The shows, like, we loved the shows. The only one we didn't go to was the magic show.
Right.
But we loved all the rest of them.
But we went and saw Yuri that night during the magic show. And let me tell you, I was gonna. I
can't believe you don't have a Yuri clip here. Listen.
Right, you know what? I'm gonna try to get it up there.
You're not gonna want to miss Yuri.
Right. I think I can do this.
Have you ever watched something and you're watching it thinking, what am I seeing right now? Like what is going on? Happening right now?
Am I being punked?
Is this real? In fact, as I was sitting there watching, it was a variety show in the cabaret. The lady to my left, she gets up and she goes, I'm out. And she gets up and left. And I was like, okay, so it's not just me. Like, I'm thinking maybe this is like a European thing that they do in Europe. I don't know, but we're going to show you what we witnessed. And maybe this is your thing and you're going to watch this and you're going to think it's amazing, and that's fine. That's fine, but we're going to show you what we witnessed. Which one are you doing? The orange one?
I don't know.
There are 2 times we had to go back and see. We had to see this performer did 2 segments in the variety show.
I definitely got to get this in.
Okay, we're going to show you. I don't know, maybe if Chris Disney Dynamics, I don't know if these people transfer from ship to ship. They stay on the same ship. Some of the actors, singers, dancers like move around.
Yeah.
We had Michael Bublé. And
is right that was just a small snippet
that was a
of
snippet
the
of the segment. And
Maybe
we
have more
think
of
that
that
was
later.
Yuri. We're not 100% sure, but we're pretty sure. Yuri also had a segment of balancing.
Yeah.
It was a balance segment.
I think I have a portion of that. I'm gonna wait. I'll put that up as a short later.
There was a horse involved.
Yeah. Oh no, let's not go there.
There was.
Maybe I
just
didn't.
saying.
I don't know.
And he was doing some balancing in some Superman pants. So
Anyway.
I mean, it was just very interesting.
Yeah.
Imagine if you looked out your balcony and that walked by. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, even that now, I'm glad we saw that because now we can laugh about it and we can be like, oh, and maybe I'll look it up and see if that's some like really cool thing that they do in Europe.
Well, I mean, when we're on our ship this summer, hopefully there'll be some European shows. Maybe that's a popular thing in
it could be
Europe. I don't know. Yeah, I'll throw up some more shorts later.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, everything. I mean, I would go if you, as long as you're not going on a cruise for the food. This is a perfectly acceptable cruise ship for you. I mean, it was gorgeous. Crystal staircases, the infinity pools, the glass elevators. It was really nice. It was really good. The cabins were super spacious. Our cruise
Rodrigo Martin.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
Yeah, he was pretty fun. But my favorite was, I don't know if he's like an assistant director, was Jose.
Jose was he the bingo guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I won bingo, so that was fun. We played bingo in the large theater area, so there was a few hundred people in there. And I got bingo first, so that was exciting. I yelled out. I was right on it too.
You were totally on it.
He was like, I-24 bingo.
Well, and it was you just before he called that, you whispered over to me. You're like, I just need I-24.
I just need one. And then he called it.
Boom.
And I won. And then another lady behind me was like, bingo. I got bingo too. So we had to split. We had to split the bonus. So yeah.
Yeah. Won some stuff.
And so it's great. It was great. Lots of fun.
So speaking, I'm going to get to a couple more clips of Baker, but kind of leading up to it, we were talking about entertainment, right? Mm-hmm. And now, if you have not checked in with Pete, if you don't know Pete's channel, by the way, I know I talked about Pete, but Pete McDevitt, we have a meetup in Maryland this summer. And we did last year's. We're going to go on this year as well. So we'll get to go back. And I got my Boston hat right there in case I ever need to put it on. But we're going to be watching a Boston game. But
I don't know if you can wear that hat there.
Oh, yeah, it'll be fine. We're playing Boston. I mean, not we, but, you know, the Orioles are playing.
I know, but it'll probably be in not the Boston section. So
it'll be fine.
People get in fights over that. I'm not having anything to do with that.
So last year we went and saw the Orioles play. Was it the Rockies?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was the Rockies. So they were playing. I think.
Yeah.
If you're in here and you went, correct me if I'm wrong, but
no, I'm pretty sure.
I think it was the Rockies. And while we were there, we were in a group. So there was a bunch of us and all of us were sitting down. Now, remember back to what Baker had said is that he's from Baltimore. He's like a diehard. He's been to a lot of the games. He's been to Camden Yards. He grew up supporting the Orioles and supporting the Ravens.
It was the Mets?
Oh, you're right, Debbie. You're right. It was? Yep, it was. Yeah, we saw the Rockies against the Sox in Boston.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Just prior to that.
Just prior to that.
Yeah. We went to a few ball games last year, which is unusual for us. Like we hadn't been able to do that in a long time. So as part of leading tours in DC, well, up the Eastern Seaboard, one of our tours, we had to take all the kids to Red Sox game.
Yep. We had to. Absolutely had to. Yeah. All right. Well, here was while we were all sitting down nice and trying to, watch the game. Here's Baker. mean, give me some video of that, honey.
I mean, that's someone that just loves life right there.
Right? And I mean, I don't really, I mean, I think there might be music in the background, but play this again. And here, I just want to, is there anybody else in the crowd that's doing this? Oh, I guess I got to rewind it. Is there anybody else? I mean, give me some video of that, honey.
I like the sprinkler move at the end. The sprinkler, or that's a sprinkler? Yeah.
Or the machine gun, but you can't say gun on.
Why do you keep saying it?
If you say gun on YouTube, it's not good.
Well, don't say
it. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, Rob.
It was so much fun.
He was very animated that day for sure. He was living life there.
You know what? I think Baker could fill in for Yuri if Yuri ever needed a break.
Yes, that could have been Baker in that orange suit.
I bet you it was. Maybe
that's. Have to ask him.
I wonder if that's why he's really not here tonight. Maybe he's still the entertainment on the cruise.
The Disney dancer. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Secret entertainment on the ship.
Right.
That's why he has to wear the orange suit so nobody knows
him. That is definitely. I think that is. Yep. Wow.
That's funny.
Oh, anyway. So any last minute, first of all, let me just remind you, if you want to take a cruise, or it doesn't have to be a cruise, you can always go to notjustcruising.com and book your cruise over there, or book your vacation. If you want to just come here into Central Florida and hang out at the parks and whatever, hit us up. Let us know. I got one more clip of Baker. I'm going to save it till the very end before we close out. But any final thoughts on the cruise?
No, I just can't wait to get on the next one. I think we're gonna try a couple of the other ships through MSC, and then there's some Royal Caribbean coming up, and there's Disney cruise coming up. So, and then we have Celebrity this summer.
Celebrity in
Italy. So we're just hoping to be just a pair of cruisers.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it all works out. Not to say that we're gonna get away. I mean, if you need a box, hit up Main Street Treat. But
yes, Main Street Treat.
We haven't said anything about that.
I know we haven't said anything about that, but
crazy.
We just kind of reformatted over there starting January 1st, and it's going very well. So if you didn't know, check out the website. We've got the subscription boxes are going now. January, if you get in on the January World Showcase box, you're going to get a box every month from a different country. And then if you start in January, come next December, after your 12 months, you're going to get a cookie stroll box for free.
What?
Yeah, that seems to be like a
popular 99.
Box.
Well, without the 99.
Almost free, as they say in Cozumel. What?
Oh, something was on the machine. I won't say the name because if I do, it'll. But it said Corey stole, as you said, cookie stroll.
Oh,
so I thought,
yeah.
Anyway.
So that's exciting, and then we have just a treat subscription box where you just get a variety every month, and then there's National Day boxes now, which I started doing, which is super fun. So I think the National Shortbread Day was the 6th, so that box is closed. Those are going to go out here shortly. Winnie the Pooh Day is the 18th.
Ooh, so that's coming up. In just a couple days?
Yeah.
What is today? I don't even know.
Is it the 16th today? Yeah, it's the 16th today.
So 2 more days.
2 more days on the Winnie the Pooh box. There are 3 options on the Winnie the Pooh box. They're like cozy. I don't remember exactly what they are, but there are 3 of them. One has a blanket, one has a coffee mug, one has something else, and there's going to be a collection of teas and treats from the UK and things.
If Mary is listening.
I don't know.
She likes Winnie the Pooh.
And then there is the hot chocolate box, because National Hot Chocolate Day is on the 31st of January. So that one stays open until the 31st. Hot chocolate from your favorite parks and some extra goodies.
Yeah. Stephanie, hit us up. We've got cruises that are booked out like 2 years. Yeah. So if you're wanting to look into it, we can look into it and do some groundwork for you. So yeah, I appreciate you, Chris, over there at Disney Dynamics, for explaining all that. I mean, just a total disclaimer out in the front there, no secrets. You don't pay us money. You buy your cruise or your vacation, and then those entities,
the cruise line pays us.
So it doesn't cost you anymore. Yeah.
Unless you want us to like super plan your itinerary, then there could be a fee for that.
Right, maybe. Yeah.
Hello. Hey, let's
unbox. Hello,
it's good to see you.
So we're kind of wrapping things up. What was I going to say about the cruise? Cozumel. Once you get in through Cozumel and get through the mall, then I liked it.
Then you liked it?
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're gonna wrap it up. And I'm gonna.
You have a last thing from Baker.
I do have one last thing from Baker.
You know what we should do? We should do a Disney Connections Main Street Treat cruise and plan it for 2025. And then it could be, or you know what, Pete? Let's do a meetup on a cruise ship.
That sounds like a bomb idea. I love it. We could do that.
All right. What's Baker have to say?
Baker's going to come up here in just a second because I had one other thing. I can't remember what it was. Hey, Taco Tuesday. 3 different formats. Okay. We had the live with Pete. We had the premiere
Off on a tangent.
And then tonight we've peppered, salt and peppered Baker in and amongst the show. So we've got 3 different formats. If you want to be a part of Taco Tuesday, hit us up in the DMs. Let me know, and we'll see if we can schedule you in. We've got some dates because we were on a cruise last week. As soon as next week, if you'd like.
And then we're gonna have Baker on live again. We'll give him another night.
Debbie's ready to cruise.
Debbie's ready to cruise.
Yeah,
awesome.
She's like, meet up, let's go.
So he'll be on to actually answer some questions and talk one-on-one. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right. So reach out if you want to be on Taco Tuesday. If you want to, kind of let people into your world and your life and let them know a little bit more of who you are, reach out to me and let's get something put together. So I'm going to let Baker take us out. Appreciate you being here on Disney Connections, where we're going to talk about all things Disney.
Bye.
Craving your favorite theme park treats right from the comfort of your home? Introducing MainStreetTreat.com. We bring your favorite treats right to your doorstep. Visit MainStreetTreat.com today and go ahead, treat yourself.